Hello everyone, welcome to Thrill Peak, my new Planet Coaster Mega Park series. You can see on screen that I've already started to build the star attraction of this park, which is going to be the B&M Giga. This coaster is going to wrap around the full park and it towers over the skyline at 340 foot tall. You can see I've made the lift hill and just curving that into the drop there. You can see there is quite a lot of supports. It's a mess, but don't worry, those do get tidied up later. It's not going to stay like that. Anyway, a little bit more background about this park. This would be a park set in the UK if it was real, since that is my home country and I want all of these coasters here because that would be epic. So I'm trying to keep this park quite unique to the UK. It's going to have lots of attractions that we haven't seen there in the UK and some that we obviously have with just a new twist on it. So you can see we've got the B&M Giga here. Obviously we haven't got anything like that in the UK. And obviously this would be the tallest coaster in the UK at 340 foot. So a nice little record for us there. And talking about the layout of this Giga, you can see it's come down to the drop into a speed hill. Then you go into this like 90-degree turnaround around the border of the park. And it also flips back into a little wave turn. Then you go into a big airtime hill and then another little speed hill for the great ejector airtime. And then you enter a like really low to the ground turnaround here. You can see that's what I'm building right now. This would be a pretty intense moment of the ride. You've just gone down this absolutely massive drop and huge hills, and then you get thrown into a speed hill and low to the ground turn. I think that would be a really fun and intense moment. Anyway, you can see it's curving back up into another airtime hill here. That is the focus of B&M Hypers and Gigas, and that is quite clearly my focus here. Great ejector airtime and some floater hills too. And you can see I'm keeping with the ejector theme by right here looking at what to do for this turnaround, because I'm reaching the far border of the park now and I need to turn it around. So what I ended up doing is making this big beastly double up, which then turns into a almost like sort of 3/4 helix, and then it goes through a couple of hills and then back following the border again. So you can see that curves around. Don't worry, that space in between there will not be wasted. I have some great plans for what can go in there later. Anyway, you can see the helix part there, but it flew through it way too quickly and pulled like 8 Gs, so I had to make some modifications. But you can see it goes up into another little airtime hill there, and then you turn around to follow the border again. But I do that in quite a nice way. It's kind of some switchback S-turns, and I really do like that. It didn't turn out the smoothest, and you will see the POV later. But I think it's still a really nice way to get this coaster wrapping back to the border. You can see you just go left, right, and then left again. Have I said that the right way around? I haven't. Sorry, it's right, then left, then right again, I think. It's fine. So you can see me trying to smooth that out there. Yeah, as I said, it doesn't turn out the smoothest, but I think it's still a nice way to turn it around. Then I'm trying to figure out a way to get this coaster into a turnaround, but you can see I'm just hitting the border, which would cause some absolutely monstrous Gs and would definitely kill people. So I ended up going for a smaller hill and just sort of turning it around similarly to how I did the other turnaround there. You can see there, small hill into that low to the ground turnaround again. Anyway, then you're going to start going back up, and this is going to be another somewhat double up thing. It's not quite the same as my other one, but it still follows the same sort of thing. You go up and then don't go fully back to the ground and then up again. And this hill back up is going to go into the mid-course brake run, because without the mid-course brake run, the capacity on this coaster would be absolutely horrible. And that is because this coaster ended up becoming the longest coaster in the world. I didn't even intend for that to be a thing, I just wanted it to be tallest in the UK, but yeah, it ended up being longest in the world. Previously record held by Steel Dragon 2000. That's a coaster in Nagashima Spa Land in Japan. That coaster has a track length of just over 8,000 feet. If this coaster were real, it would have a track length of just over 9,000 feet, which is quite massive. You can see this does go around the border and then back again, so it does make sense. Anyway, you can see another low to the ground turnaround here. We are gradually losing speed, but I'm still trying to get as much little airtime pops in as possible, so I'm adding a few more hills before it reaches the final brake run. And you can see here, I'm just connecting it in, smoothing that out, and you are about to see the POV of this coaster. I hope you enjoy. I think I did a decent job of this. Okay, so there was the POV for the Giga Coaster. I do hope you enjoyed that, and you might have been able to notice from the POV I did sort out the supports on sort of off camera so that you didn't have to sit through that. Anyway, you can see now I'm starting the plaza section for this coaster because I want to keep this park relatively realistic, and big coasters often tend to have a big plaza in front of them. Now you can see I'm starting work on the station building, and I'm going for quite a minimalist station here. This ride isn't going to be themed, however, lots of other rides in the park are going to be. It would be pretty hard to theme a coaster this size and keep the theme flowing through the whole park. So I went for a relatively generic station idea, and I think it turned out quite nicely. A lot nicer than some of my other stations have been in the past, like in my Seaside Park series. The spinning coaster station I first made was horrific, but this I think turned out quite nice for a generic coaster, and I do like the feel of it. You will see it come together. Okay, so you can see me just adding in some sort of white borders between the colour change to just make it flow nicer and almost connect it to the pillars coming up. Anyway, I should be starting work on the roof relatively soon, and I went for a sort of flat roof design, but then felt it didn't really fulfill the sort of beastly nature of this coaster. So I ended up keeping the flat roof and adding pitch on top of it, and I do think that turned out quite nicely. I am quite happy with how this station turned out, as I have previously mentioned. So you're going to see me add that pitch quite soon. You can just see me sort of flying around the station, adding in the flat roof, and obviously that will be changing shortly. You can see I'm trying to think of what to add on top of this, but I ended up just going for that slanted roof that you're about to see. And I had some trouble choosing what roof design to go for, because all of them are sort of quite vintage, and I wanted this coaster to feel very modern. I ended up going for the, I think it's called Qin Dynasty in the game, and it's sort of like a Chinese-Japanese architecture style. but I think it works really nicely on top of this station roof. I think this is actually really, really nice. I do like how this station turned out. And anyway, I just cut there to the queue line, so I built all that already. I don't want you to sit through the hell of Planet Coaster's pathing system. That is, that's not the most fun. But you can see me now starting work on the gift shop for this coaster. It's gonna be the biggest and best coaster in the park, so it needs a gift shop. And I didn't really theme the inside, I just made a nice sort of facade and shell for it, because realistically you're never really going to be inside this shop, it's just got to look nice from the outside. So what I did is I just added a flat roof on this one. I didn't end up doing a sloped roof on this, because I feel like it would sort of overshadow the station building, so I just kept the roof flat. But what I ended up doing for the interior of this building was adding in Planet Coaster's proper gift shops so that guests can use this shop, which I think is nice. It actually allows some guest use into this shop. It causes guests to flow through this shop, which I think is a really nice touch. So you're going to see me add in those gift shops very soon. And I also wrap the exit pass through this shop, like lots of parks in the UK, and I imagine the world do, just to sort of prompt you to buy something. But yeah, so I'm just painting the inside sort of concrete so there's no grass inside the shop, because that would be an issue. And you can see there I'm just adding in the photo booth essentially, and almost like a gift shop booth. And I ended up naming this coaster Golden Hawk. What do you think of that name? Let me know down in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.